Well, Daniel, it's amazing how quickly things can turn around. There was a bit of pressure on Maresca. There was a lot of negative talk around Chelsea. They're now won in Europe in midweek, and they've now beaten the champions with that late goal here at Stamford Bridge. It doesn't really matter when the goal comes, but it feels different.
Yeah, and you saw what it meant. You saw what it meant to them, as not just a group of players, but as a management team as well. After the game, the celebrations were, heightened because they were under pressure. They were questioning him as a manager. The players, they've dealt with a lot of injuries, the circumstances. They were at the Club World Cup. And the start of the season wasn't ideal for them. I think that performance today, this evening, will give them a hell of a lot of confidence. They will come out of this game understanding that they're capable of putting in performances like that, but they've got to now consistently do that. That's what they're missing. The next step is to replicate performances like tonight, game after game after game.
And even if the point now is to be consistent with those performances, Jamie, does the fact that they were able to put that performance in today suggest that it is coming? Because the question for Chelsea for a couple of years now has been, when are they going to deliver on the potential? Is this a sign that they're getting there, that they're further down that road?
Well, it's more of a sign that they've got real character, Kelly, because they had to really suffer today. When Liverpool come back to 1-1, Cody Gakpo's goal, you could only really see one winner. Then you lose Badia Shield, then you lose Achimpong, and then you're thinking, OK, what's my back four? How am I going to hang on to a point? And in that last 15 minutes, when the game was just all of a sudden turned, and I look at characters and I think, who's the person that didn't? I look at Enzo Fernandez, and he's not always been my favourite player at Chelsea. When he first came, I was thinking, where do you fit him in? But when they didn't have Cole Palmer today, someone had to step up and be the talisman. Someone had to take the ball under pressure. Someone had to make that final pass. And his little pass into Cucurella, obviously Cucurella gets the assist, but I was thinking about the ball that makes the assist is actually as important. And I thought today he was magnificent. And he really led that team. And that, for me, was the difference, because I looked at Liverpool and I was thinking to myself, he's trying to hang on a little bit here. He brings on Endo. Endo lets Cucurella run, and that's where the goal comes from. But character, desire, when you're under pressure, can you get that 3 points? Because I think, as I said, he'd have took 1 point, but he's managed to get 3, and he'll be so happy, Maresca.
And you know what? Down the sides, James, we talked about today, the substitutions Chelsea made, Maresca, he brought on Estevao, he brings on Gittins. They came on and they were lightning. They were down the wings, they were isolating, going one-on-one, taking on defenders, showing themselves. That's what it's all about. You talked about character. You talked about, as an attacker, you come on off the bench, your job is to make something happen. We saw Wirtz run through, does an absolutely fantastic back heel to Salah. That was his moment to potentially say, OK, I can build some momentum now. Now you've got Estevao going in, thinking, all right, I'm kick-starting my Chelsea career here now. I've scored a goal against Liverpool last minute. Those are the moments that, as an attacker, gives you such confidence, especially a new signing or a young player, which both of those two are. So I'm very happy for Estevao. Obviously, it's unfortunate for Wirtz not to get an assist, but what a performance from Estevao when he came on. I was really
18 years of that. You were blessed with that left foot, Daniel.
I mean,
he does it differently. I mean, I know it's because it's not a typical type of goal, but they're the ones that get your numbers up. He has got a lovely left foot, wants to come in, always be progressive with his passing as well.
Yeah, those back posts, tap-ins, what they call them, quote unquote. But those are the goals that make a player's career. Those are the goals that get you in those high numbers. It's not the worldies that you're going to score that are going to be the ones week in, week out. As a winger, your job is to make sure you're at the back post getting those tap-ins. I loved to play right wing and be able to get in these moments. It's about the timing of the run of yourself. As you see, the fullbacks, Robbo's checking his shoulder, checks it too late. Estevao's timing's brilliant. Gets the connection right as well, which is also important. But it's about being in these positions. And at his age, to understand that and to do it, it's a joy to watch.
I don't know if we can just see that again, but Andy Robertson had just seen beforehand had an injury. I don't know what the injury was, but as it gets played into him, you can see he's almost on his heels. He's holding his leg, and he's already in trouble there. And Estevao obviously capitalises on that, and a big goal. And we're joined by Marc Cucurella.
We are. Marc, thank you so much for coming out to talk to us. We were just looking at the winning goal there. What a way to win a football match.
Yeah, I think we deserve. We start very well the game, and then it's true that the second half we start not in the right way again. I think we need to improve these things, but in general, I think we deserve this win. I think we came for a tough weeks, and this moment was amazing. I think we win confidence. We went the international break with 3 points, so we are very happy.
Well, you talked about the tough weeks that you've come through, and it's 2 wins in 6 before today's game in the Premier League. But the win in Europe in midweek, and then this win, and the way that it came about against the champions. How much does that change the atmosphere? I mean, we saw the celebrations.
Yeah, I think we deserve this moment. I think was not easy week for us, but it's true that playing Champions League, we play every 2 days, so. If you lose a game, it's good because you have another opportunity in a couple of hours. So, yeah, I think in the middle of the week, we play a good game. We suffer in the last minutes. We create this momentum with the fans. And today, we start the game in the right way. We score early as well. We start to win confidence. And I think it was a very good game.
Mark, how difficult has it been for you as a defender who is playing with players who are having injuries and there's different bodies coming in and out of the team? Consistency for a defense is important. So how do you feel having to, play with different players week in, week out? It's something you have to do, but how do you find it?
Yeah, well, it's not easy because for different reasons, we have always changed the players, but the most important thing is, like we showed today, it doesn't matter. He's finally the game playing in a central back. Maybe it's his first game there. So that's not an excuse. We have the quality. We play for a big team, and I think doesn't matter where we play. The most important thing is the team and try to help always.
Mark, we've just analysed the goal. Can I just find out from your perspective? Because you make a really good run. Enzo finds you. You just run off the back of Endo and then you play it into a nice foul. Could you just talk us through it from your perspective, please?
It's a little bit far away. I know it's a very small monitor. But we're hoping you can remember what happened in the game.
I remember that. Yeah. We try to attack always because we know that Salah is always ready to attack, to play the counter-attack. So we know that we practice and the manager tells us that the space is maybe there. And we saw that it's the last minute. I think we create good chances, but we didn't score. And I try to give my last effort and the ball, and I try to cross, and Estevao arrived very good at the second post.
So do you say that in the pre-game, in the trainings before the game, the manager was saying that down the sides it's possible to make overlapping runs because that's a weakness of Liverpool?
Yeah, I think, well, they play one style of game that Salah is to attack, so we prepare that if we do good the process, maybe we have a lot of space in there. So I think we try to make this thing in our side, and today it works, and we can win the game in this way.
If people didn't know about Estevao, they certainly do now. Just tell us about him. He's 18 years of age. How high? What's his ceiling? How high can he go?
No, I think today we show he came maybe his first time against Liverpool, a Premier League game. It's true that the second half the pace of the game was very high, was a lot of transition, but he came to the game with a lot of personality. I think Ato as well, he came in the middle of the game. I know it's difficult, came from the bench in this game with a lot of intensity, a lot of transition, but I think today these two players, I think, deserve this moment, this game, because for the new players, the players who arrive to the Premier League, it's never easy to adapt, but today I think he showed his quality and they have a brilliant future.
Did you feel a bit of pressure today, Mark? Because obviously, 3 losses on the bounce in the Premier League, maybe people talking about, is this the first wobble for Chelsea? Did it feel that there was a bit of extra pressure on this one?
Well, I think in the kind of games always is different. Doesn't matter the position of the game or the journey you arrive here. I think there are special games, and today I think we can feel it, the atmosphere of the team, the fans, they help us a lot. We play with a lot of confidence, with a lot of desire, and I think we play an amazing game, and hopefully we can continue in this way, because if we play all the games like this, I think we can do good things.
And tonight, celebrations for you. I know you have a famous song, Estrella y Paella. Is tonight the night for that?
No. I need to work now at home. I have 3 kids, so hopefully I arrive a bit late and they're all sleeping. So
Will your children be excited about the victory?
Yeah, I think so. I always. They ask me always to do the penguin, but I tell him that I'm a defender. I not score every game. So hopefully today they are a bit happy, because I think we have a very good win today.
You could do the penguin now if you wanted to. You're waiting.
If I say for my next goal.
If you do, I do you.
Okay, we can do it.
Okay, give me that. Go on then. Go on. Are you going? Especially for your children. I can hold on to this, but congratulations. Thank you so much, Mark. Thanks for coming out to talk to us.
Thank you.
Appreciate
very much.
it. Thank you.
Well done, Mark.
And I hope your children get to see the penguin. We will do. Thank you.
Thank you.
The really big win for Chelsea, that 2-1 victory. And what was interesting when he talked about the game plan, he mentioned it more than once there in the interview, Marc Cucurella. They knew that space was there. Chelsea going down the left-hand side, Liverpool's right-hand side, because they knew Mohamed Salah was wanting to get forward. So they targeted that area.
Yeah, but every team, it's the same with every team. Most attackers, I'm not going to say you're going to cheat, but most attackers would typically not going to go back every single time. So I don't think that's one area that, I think every team would say that. Against big clubs, players are going to go back. There's going to be certain times when you're not going to track back. So I think that in the end, I've played in that position as a winger, and sometimes you try and get away with one and you might not get away with it. But, you know, credit to Chelsea today for what they did, because it's not necessarily about any specific individuals for Liverpool. I think it's about collectively, how do you stop them getting in those areas? It starts from the front, it goes to the back. So unless it's in a transitional phase where you're potentially attacking and they win the ball back, it's about stopping it as early as you possibly can, higher up the pitch.
They've also got problems at fullback. You know, it's apparent they're missing Trent. You look at how they're playing. I think since the Burnley game, they've not played the same right back. They've gone with Szoboszlai, Frimpong, and Conor Bradley. Today, Conor obviously had a difficult 45 minutes. He gets taken off. It's a problem area for them. Even at left back, Kirkes looked like, you know, going to be a fantastic signing. He hasn't adjusted yet for whatever reason. The expectation of playing for Bournemouth, I know I did it, and then he come to Liverpool, is completely different, and he's finding it hard to settle. It might be a reason to give Andy Robertson a run, but looking at that injury at the end of the game, that's a real worry for me. I know they got the international break, but that looked like a nasty one that he's picked up, and you can see how he tried to defend that back post. It's not typical of what he would do because he's so good at normally doing that. So they have got problems defensively, fullbacks, and lots of others right now. You know, this might be a really good international break just to let everything settle down and get back to what they were doing well last season.
We are going to talk more about Liverpool. We've got till 8:30 to kind of reflect on what went wrong from their perspective. But we're going to stick with Chelsea for a bit longer because Moises Caicedo has been talking to Patrick Davison.
Well, Moises, there is nothing like a last-minute winner. Is that the best possible way to win a football match?
Yeah, for sure. It was a fantastic goal at the end. So yeah, everybody was happy, and yeah, now we are so happy.
I think we thought once they equalised and you had a couple more players go off through injury that it would be Liverpool pushing for the win. What was it within the group that made you go again after their equaliser, and actually even before you got the goal, you were the team pushing?
Yeah, for sure. You know, Liverpool, everybody knows Liverpool. Liverpool is a fantastic team, so we did our best, even when they push us. So we were so good at the end.
Do you think somehow the injuries you've had, the problems in the last few weeks, you know, like the red cards, the results, somehow that's brought you closer?
Yeah, even closer, because that's the moments we need to be even closer. So yeah, the team was good, working hard every day. So now we show that on the pitch.
And why is it with you that every goal you score, except maybe that one at West Ham, which was a bit more simple?
It was a great goal also.
Why is every goal a goal of the season?
To be honest, I don't know. God is perfect, you know. Everything is for Him. So yeah, I had the opportunity to shoot and I did it. Yeah.
And did you know? Was it one of those? The second you hit it, you start celebrating. You don't even need to see it hit the net.
Yeah, for sure. When I shot, I knew the ball is gonna go in. So yeah, it was a fantastic goal.
And we remember a couple of summers ago, you could have been red, you could have been blue. You had the choice to make. So was the goal and is the win even more special because it's against Liverpool?
No. It was a great goal, but nothing for Liverpool. I'm here, enjoying here. So yeah, I'm doing so well. That's the most important.
Should I let you go and celebrate with your teammates and give you this Player of the Match award first?
Thank you very much.
Well played. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Thank you.
Well, a player of the match winning performance there from Moises Caicedo, not just for the goal, which was spectacular, Jamie, but for his all-round contribution.
Yeah, amazing. They've had some incredible midfield players here. When I think about Kante and Makalele, and then obviously Moises Caicedo. They're in the conversation. It's hard to pick who the best of them is because he is having such a great run of form, and he struggled when he first come. But this was a fantastic goal. They dissect Liverpool's midfield. They end up all over the place. Gravenberch, who's normally the deeper one, number 6, he gets drafted in with Enzo. That huge gap there. McAllister then goes to win the ball. He tries to press Caicedo, gets there too late. Then Caicedo obviously gets that little bit of space. And with a number 6, what we call him now, normally they don't have this quality, but he has. He just waits a second, gets it exactly where he wants it, and unleashes a ferocious shot. It's a wonderful goal. Mamardashvili has no chance whatsoever. A brilliant piece of play by a top quality player.
Jamie, as our midfield correspondent, tell us about how he's developed, because as you said, it was a slow start for him. Injuries played a part in that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure. It felt like it was about 106 million or something, his fee at the time. I can't quite remember, but he didn't settle. Obviously, were not playing as well as what they'd have liked, and it's taken him time to sort of adjust to what Chelsea want. But at Brighton, you knew what he was capable of, and now you're seeing one of the best in the world. You know, he's in the conversation with Rodri, who I absolutely love. People talk about Gravenberch. Those three are as good as anything in world football. And he possesses so many good attributes. When he hasn't got the ball, he's incredible. He's so hard to play against. He's all over you like a rash. He can pass the ball easily off one foot. He can play off the either side. He plays round the corner. There's nothing really he can't do. He hasn't really got a weakness in his game. And I think that's a lot of credit to the manager, but also to him. Everything I hear about him, he's a top quality guy. Every day in training, he sets great examples. And you need people like that. He's very unassuming. You can see it in his interview. But he is, no doubt at all now, a world-class player. And he's still got a lot to, he's still only a very young man.
I was going to ask you that. What do you think the next step is for him in his development?
I just think keep doing what he's doing here. There's no real... I wouldn't put any... there's nothing he's not capable of. If you're looking at Chelsea leading them for the next few years, that's got to be his aim, because he's such a leader. I'm sure every day he sets the right examples. I think he deserves all the attributes, all the qualities he's getting now, and everyone's talking about him so highly, and he deserves it. He's a wonderful player, and as I say, today he showed that, and he's adding goals to his game now. 3 from defensive midfield is pretty incredible. Obviously 2 blockbusters, a bit of a lucky one at West Ham. But if he can go and get more goals, then really you're talking about one of the best in the world.
He's already getting more goals. He's only managed 1 a season before this season. Yeah. He's already at 3, and we're only in the beginning of October. Look, that meant that Chelsea went in 1 up. It was a different Liverpool who came out in the second half. And they made a change, but also there was a change in intensity and in the way that they played and in the balance of the game.
Yeah, the game changed. Wirtz came on and he was very exciting in that first 5 or 10 minutes. Making little things happen. This touch, though, from Alexander Isak, whether he meant it or not is besides the point. I think the timing and the anticipation of Cody Gakpo in the box there, very hungry to score the goal. Gusto, could he have done better a little bit? I think so, but the anticipation of the attacker is what I give credit for. And again, being in positions, these are, again, the goals that you want to be scoring in that 6-yard box, anticipating things, getting into the ball first. And it's an easy finish for him in the end. Yeah,
Gusto got done one at the back post last week against Brighton, and he has to do better there. He doesn't anticipate that Cody's coming in behind him, and it's obviously an important. And then I could honestly say I could only see one winner there. I didn't see Chelsea. I thought they were going to maybe just peter out, and the pressure and they had Wirtz on the pitch and players that could do something.
They lost another 2 centre halves in the course of that game as well.
And it never quite materialised. And that's a lot to do with Chelsea and the desire they showed. The crowd got behind them, and they were in the ascendancy.
And Cody Gakpo thought that he had set Liverpool on their way to at least a point, if not more, as Jamie was saying. He's talking to Patrick Davison.
Well, Cody, I know it's really, really difficult to come out and speak after a defeat, and especially one like that, but your immediate thoughts on what's just happened?
Difficult. I think obviously we play against a very good team. First half, I think they scored an amazing goal. But I think it was leveled. Second half, we fought really hard to make the equalizer. I think we played a little bit better than them in the second half, but they were very dangerous in the counter attack as well. And then to concede last minute again is hard to take.
Is part of the disappointment that after you'd scored and it went 1-1, it felt like Liverpool's game, and then somehow the momentum swung back their way?
Yeah, I think somehow we couldn't keep the momentum. we have to analyze it to know how or why. But I think, well, like you said, after the goal we had the momentum. I think if we kept pushing back at that time, maybe we could score the 2-1. But somehow we lost a little bit the momentum. They gained strength again, and they pushed us back in the counters. And like I said, they were very dangerous, and then scored the winning goal in the last minute.
Do you think it is the truth, actually, Cody, that this sort of brilliant champion team that you're part of, it's just those little things that happens to every team, confidence, rhythm, form, all those things that are hard to put your finger on, hard to grasp. You've just lost them a little bit at the moment.
What do you mean lost them?
As in, you're just a little bit out of form, you're a little bit low on confidence?
I don't want to say low on confidence, but I understand what you mean. I think in this moment of time, the things don't fall our way, where it was maybe 5 games ago, they did fall our way, and then we go away with the win. But unfortunately, this is also part of football, and we have to take it with our chest and keep on fighting, because we know the quality we have with the players who are here last year as well, and the new players we brought in. So we have to just keep pushing.
Yeah, I mean, you say keep pushing. What is the key? Because you know what it's like when it's a big club in a difficult moment. The noise is so loud, the scrutiny is so big. Yeah. So how important is it to shut that out and sort of stay within the group, focus on what you know you need to do?
That's the most important thing. I think obviously when you play at a club this big, it's normal when you lose 2 Premier League games in a row and also the Champions League game in between. That's not good enough. We know that as players, without even looking at the outside. So we are very much aware of the situation we are in, and we know what to do. We have to keep. We have to go back to the winning ways, and that's why we will train and analyze and do our best again.
Thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do appreciate it. Thank you. What about the performance that went with it? The kind of the underlying performance that your team gave. What did you make of that?
I think there were 2 very good teams on the pitch today. First half, unfortunately for us, their first chance and the only chance they had in the first half, if you can look at that as a chance, it's a shot from 20 yards. Goes into the top corner. We created 3 open chances. Milos, Dom and Alex with the header. But I felt the game was equal. Maybe in ball possession they were a bit stronger than us. Second half we started off really well. It wasn't a surprise to me that we scored the 1-1. I think in that period of time I felt as if we could go 1 up. And the last 10 to 15 minutes it was an end-to-end game, if you say, as you say it over here. So it just goes both ways. And we had chances to win it, they had chances to win it. And in the end, again, we conceded in the last second goal.
It's something you mentioned in your press conference on Friday, actually. For so long, for so many months, you've been on the right side of the margins, and suddenly you find yourselves on the wrong side of those margins. What are the little things? Is that confidence, form? What are the little things that have suddenly turned these tight games against you?
No, first of all, the opposition we face. So last season we lost against Chelsea as well. So going away here at Stamford Bridge is always a difficult team to play against. But we were, in my opinion, I think we were, I can safely say this, very close to a result. Small margins. As I said, Galatasaray, we go 1v1 to the goalkeeper, we miss, they get a penalty. Conceding in the last minute a set piece in the extra time against Crystal Palace. And today, just in a normal extra time, they scored a goal where it could have gone either end.
Can I ask you about some of the changes you made? You've obviously changed one fullback at half-time, another one around the 55th minute. Are those positions sort of difficult for you at the moment, maybe in terms of the form of the individuals and maybe finding some chemistry as well?
No. The most of times I've changed the fullbacks has mainly had to do with them being on yellow. So again today Conor Bradley was on a yellow card. Made a second foul, if you can call that a foul. Yeah. Players were asking for yellow again. So then you wonder if that is then smart to keep him on the pitch. So we decided not to. I think we also needed maybe Florian to come into the game. And by doing that I could play Dom as right fullback. Milos was more and more tired. He played 90 minutes, 2 games, and now for the 3rd game in a week, which he's not used to. When he played at Bournemouth, you could feel and see, and we could see this as well. that it got more and more difficult for him to keep going, and their wingers are a threat. So we decided to make a change over there.
Konate a fitness thing, or was that about trying to get Gravenberch in the back four and have his ball playing ability further back?
No, the moment we did it had only all to do with a fitness thing. So he felt his quad, I think his quad, a little bit. Now, then alarm bells go off with me. But if the game would have went on like this, I would have made that change as well, maybe a bit later. But I didn't want to take the risk because, they pressed us mainly with the left winger. So the right fullback right centre back is then very important in build-up. And I think it wasn't a coincidence that when Ryan started to play there, we got more and more into the game and created more and more problems for Chelsea.
Were you surprised after going 1-1 that it wasn't your team that went on? They lost a couple of players to injury as well. Did you think then at that point it was sort of set up for Liverpool to go on and win it, and why didn't that happen?
Yeah. Because we missed some chances. I think in that period of time after we scored the 1-1, we were the dominant team. At least that's how I saw it. And in the end of the game, last 10 to 15 minutes, I think it was an end-to-end game. Both teams could have scored. We were close, they were close. Both teams arrived a lot of times in the 18-yard box of the opponent. And I think just before they played it, I think it was Hugo Ekitike who played it to Robertson, who was very close to getting maybe the same cross in as they had in the end. And these are the margins that don't fall for us at the moment. And we just have to work harder, do better, to not to rely on these margins and win our games in a different manner. But as I said, Chelsea away, Palace away. These are also teams that ask you a lot of questions, which they've done for us this week. You
said before the match, if we win, it's a great start. If we lose, there'll be criticism, which would be the case with any big club, I guess, when you lose three in a row. How challenging a moment is this?
No, it's always challenging, especially because the players go to the national team. So you prefer to have them with you in moments like this, but. I think you've said it, I said it. It's not one game that we've won easily, and there's not one game that we've lost easily. So players fight really hard, do everything to get a result. In a league that is not the easiest one. And in a week where you have to play Palace away and Chelsea away, we were again very close to a result, which we should because we're Liverpool. But unfortunately it didn't fall for us in the right manner twice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, as always.
Thank you.
Jamie, Arne Slot talked about fine margins there, not just in this game, but in the game against Galatasaray, maybe against Crystal Palace as well. Before that, Liverpool had won 7 games in a row in all competitions. Were there fine margins in those games as well? Is this the season evening out a bit?
Every single one, Kelly. And those last second goals, they end up running out. You run out of luck in the end, and that's certainly what's happened to Liverpool. And then obviously they've been caught the other side with last-minute goals at Crystal Palace and then Chelsea, and it's become a really difficult theme that's going on with the team. I feel when I look at Liverpool.
So it's a busy couple of weeks coming up for Arne Slot. And
welcome back to Sport Lab. Stamford Bridge witnessed pure drama on Saturday night as Chelsea stunned Premier League leaders Liverpool with a stoppage-time winner from teenage sensation Estevao. Arne Slot's Reds suffer back-to-back league defeats, and suddenly, the title race feels wide open again. Caicedo strikes early. The Blues flew out of the blocks. After just 14 minutes, Malo Gusto picked out Moises Caicedo, and the Ecuadorian midfielder coolly finished to give Chelsea a dream start. Liverpool pushed but couldn't find their rhythm, and Chelsea went into half-time 1-0 up with the bridge bouncing. Gakpo responds. Liverpool came out stronger in the second half. On 63 minutes, Alexander Isak slipped Cody Gakpo through, and the Dutch forward levelled things up with a composed finish past Robert Sanchez. At that point, it looked like the champions might go on to take control. Estevao wins it, but this was Chelsea's night. Deep into stoppage time, Marc Cucurella whipped in a teasing ball and 18-year-old Estevao produced a calm, clinical finish in the 95th minute. The teenager, already making waves this season, sealed a famous 2-1 win, and Stamford Bridge erupted. Chelsea showed fight and resilience despite missing several first-team stars. Liverpool's back-to-back defeats, Palace and now Chelsea, leave serious questions for Arne Slot. Estevao continues to shine, proving why the hype around him is very, very real. So Chelsea take the points and momentum heading into the international break. Can the Blues kick on from here? And is Liverpool's title defense already under threat? Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments, smash the like button if you enjoyed the drama, and make sure to subscribe for more match reactions, only on Sport Lab.